Welcome back down to Portway. We've just came off of a 55-7 loss to Aston Old Edwardians, which was a tough day in the office, but there was definitely moments where it looked like it could swing and it wasn't as one-sided as perhaps the score suggests. So to go through that game and the last game and stuff like that, we've got George joining us today, just to kind of have a look how the early part of the season's kind of started out for us.
Yeah, a difficult day at the office this week, and even more difficult sort of last week really, where losing last play of the game. And yeah, it's been as I said, it's been quite a difficult start to the season, but no season's ever going to be easy. I think today, you sort of nailed it on really. I think the scoreline looks a lot more one-sided than the game probably was. I think in spells we looked pretty good. I think a lot of the stuff we're sort of working on in training is sort of coming to fruition, but we're still not 100% there, and sometimes it takes sort of weeks, months to get to that point. So look, we're not overly concerned. First two games of the season, especially against teams that have been together for quite a long period of time, and coaching staff have been in place for a long period of time. So yeah, it's who likes it easy, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to have a bit of fun, and of course everyone's trying to have a good start to the season. It's inevitable at some point it's not going to all come together. But I think even from the sidelines, the supporters are kind of like, you can see it's the right building blocks are getting there, and that it looks like it will pay off. Unfortunately, we've also hit with quite a few injuries at the minute, and hopefully some of them will start to come back in the next few weeks. But it is that selection of players being reduced somewhat at the minute is also hurting a little what we can do. Yeah,
it is. It was nip and tuck whether I was going to put the kit on this weekend. That's how sort of depleted we are with injuries at the moment, and no one wants to see that. No one needs to see that. I think needs to be highlighted. But yeah, it's we've been hit, especially last weekend, with sort of Lewis sort of out for potentially 6-7 months. Obviously Cal in pre-season. These are key players of the team that have sort of helped build that foundation really, and obviously we've still got a few people with sort of concussions that have been picked up as well. So yeah, we're definitely sort of on our sort of lower ends of the squad in terms of numbers and depth, but it's an opportunity for players to step up to the mix, and I think a lot of people have started to do that. Some good performances from some of the players that potentially might never get the credit that they probably deserve really. But it's a whole sort of learning process with everything. And I think from my perspective as a coach and sort of our coaching team, performance team, we were very eager at the start of the season to look to build and get promoted and look to win the league and things like that. And just because we've had a slow start and a difficult set of games doesn't mean that's still not obtainable. But potentially we might need to sort of reevaluate, especially over the next few weeks, about what we need to look to get out of these games. And I think realistically for the moment it's a good opportunity to sort of build the depth of the squad up with some sort of different players and potentially change the direction and maybe change the game plan a little bit, just till we get some of those sort of core players back, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think without injuries or with them or whatever else the situation, with new coaches coming in, that can always happen anyway, because you don't get to see the players in pre-season fully until you see them playing in the matches. But you can see though, there are definitely times where it's definitely there, and if you look at last week's game in particular, the reaction in the second half was massive. So yeah, it's definitely there. It's just getting those finishing bits that actually make it come off, rather than those just missed opportunities that slip away, isn't it?
Yeah, as you said, like the signs are there and it's great, and hopefully sort of people can sort of start to see the style of play we do want to play. We want to play good looking rugby, because I've sort of said it a few times that I'm a spectator on that sideline, and I want to watch good rugby, and I want to be entertained by rugby played by the team we're sort of coaching. So it is coming there, but sometimes it might not click for a full 80 minutes. It might, as you said, like last week away at Harbury, it didn't really click in that first half. There were signs there, but you know, to be fair to Harbury, you know, they stuck to their game plan in the first half, and we couldn't get into the game. But then, you know, things turned on the way in the second half, and we fought back in and showed great character. And you know, we got there, and we were so close to finishing it off. You know, if we potentially got maybe 1 or 2 tries or a couple of points in the first half, that game goes a different way, and we go on and hold on. So yeah, there's definitely really positive signs, but we just need to keep the confidence. We need to keep the positivity around everything, and we need to keep pushing. I think the biggest thing for me at the moment is we're not seeing as committed sort of attendances to training and matches as we probably would like to see, especially from the group of players that we've got. So that's a big thing that we're having to sort of juggle each time. Sometimes it's new faces coming in, and sometimes it's returning faces. So yeah, it's a building sort of block to get us over. You know, we've got a couple of big games towards the end of this month, and you know, let's reassess where we're at the end of September and go from there.
Yeah, so we've got another week again building up. We've got Stoke Old Boys next Saturday. Should be another tough encounter. Yeah, it's always the next one to look forward to, isn't it? So
yeah, exactly. You know, next week's going to be another physical game, like most games are going to be this year. So sometimes we might not be able to play our style of play, but you know, that's a part and parcel of rugby, and you know, we'll see how we go, and I'm sure we'll catch up again soon.
Yeah, brilliant. Can't wait to see you all next time out with Stoke Old Boys away. Cheers.